Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a baby wither boss statue. By the way, just in case you have any more building related needs, I would highly recommend checking out the card system, not only for all of the brilliant videos and playlists that I'm going to be leaving in there for you, but one very specific playlist. If you like the baby mob statues series, check out the baby mob statues tutorial playlist. It has loads of little statues in it like this that I think that you guys might really want to check out, but that's more than enough talking. If you want to make the baby wither, here's what you're going to need. Grab yourself some grass block, then flip down and grab yourself some soul stand, then flip over, grab yourself some black wool, some dark grey wool, grab light grey wool, some white wool, then flip over once again and grab yourself, where is it? I always have trouble finding this, grab yourself some bone meal. And once you have each one of those materials right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'll be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your wither boss with 2 soul sand coming directly up from the ground. That's 1, 2, like that. Then continue this on, going up with a row of 10 black wool coming up from that soul sand. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, to the right of that row of 10, do an additional row of 10. So you want to have 2 rows of 10. What you can also do is do 2 rows of 10 behind those 2 rows of 10. So do 2 rows of 10 behind those 2 rows of 10. And you know what? As a matter of fact, coming out of the back of the bottom of your 2 rows right here, do 2 rows of 2 black wool. So it'll look like this: 1, 2, and 1, 2 coming out of the bottom. Then do the same on top of those 2 rows. So you have like a 2x2 square coming out of the back of the spine of your wither. And then take out the light grey wool and just do 2 rows of 2 light grey coming out of the back of that black cube. So you'll kind of have something which kind of looks like a sock. That's kind of what it looks like, doesn't it? That's kind of like a sock. Now, once you have this sock shape, you then want to come to the front of it, so where we first started. So starting from this bottom left-hand corner of the front of the spine of the wither, we want to leave a gap of 2 starting from the bottom, and then coming up, poking out the side, we want to do 2 black wool coming up, then leave a gap of 1, do 2 black wool coming up, and then we want to once again leave a gap of 1 and then do 2 black wool coming up. Do that on the left and do that on the right as well. So we're on the right starting from the bottom, we want to leave a gap of 2, 2 black wool, gap of 1, 2 black wool, gap of 1, 2 black wool. So we want to have something which should look a little bit like this, and it is looking more and more like a spine. And what we then want to do is we want to take each one of those bottom 2 sets of black wools, and we want to extend them coming out the side by 1 with the black wool, and then we just want to add a layer of light grey. So we want to add an additional layer of black behind them, and then we just want to do light grey wool coming out the side, and we only want to do that with the lower 2 sets. So we want to have something which should look like this. That's just with the lower 2 sets. Now, once you've got that taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So we want to take these top 2 sets of black wool and we want to extend them coming out by a further 5 each. So we've already done 1, so we want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we want to add an additional layer of black on top, and then coming out the right, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's an additional layer of black coming out the top. And we also want to add a layer of black coming out of the back as well, just to make everything nice and 3D. We don't want anything looking flat. And this is pretty much the bottom part of your wither complete. That's the bottom part. That's kind of like the spine, that's the body of the wither. It's now time for us to do the heads, of which there are a couple, aren't there? Well, there's 3 of them, there's a few. So, coming all the way up to the top center of the body of your wither, you want to stack a row of 2 black wool on top of the top 2 center blocks of your wither body. So here, extend those blocks going left and right each by 2. That's 1, 2 on the left, 1, 2 on the right. Then extend this row coming out by 2, so that look like 1, and that'll be 2, so you want to have 2 rows coming out in front. We then, coming up on top of this second outward row, going from left to right, want to do 1 black wool, 4 white, 1 black. For the next row, we want to do 5 dark grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1 black. For the next row, 2 white wool, 2 dark grey, 2 white wool. For the next row, 1 black, 4 dark grey, 1 black. And for the final row of the head, you want to do 3 black wool, 1 dark grey, to black to give you something which should look like that. And that is the face of the wither. And what you can also do is come to the back part of the wither, take each one of the top 2 corners of the back of the head and extend them coming back each by 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Connect them together. Also extend each one of those blocks down by 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Do the same with the other, connect them together, so extend it down by 5, connect them together at the bottom, then connect them back to where they first started, and you'll have something which will look like a wither head, and then we can just completely fill this in with black wool. What have we got to do after this, you may be wondering to yourself. So this is the largest of the 3 heads. This is the one that sits up front and center. This is probably the head that you should be paying attention to when it calls you out in class. This is the Big Daddy head. Now, once we've got this done, we obviously have the 2 little baby heads on the left and right hand side of this, and then that'll actually be it for the actual statue itself. The actual wither will then have to do a little bit of the little environment that's going to sit on. So that's the head, that's the center. Let's take care of the 2 smaller heads. So the 2 smaller heads obviously sit on the left and right hand side of this statue. So what we want to do is we want to take these top 3 black wool blocks that we have here on the left hand side of the body, extend these out by 1 with the black wool, extend that left hand one to the left by 1 to give us something which should look like this, and then we want to extend this coming out in front of the statue, but we want to do it by going from left to right in front of this row of 4 black wool with this sequence of blocks. Do 1 dark grey, 2 white wool, 1 black wool. Then on top of that, going from left to right, we want to do 2 dark grey, 2 black wool. For the next row, 1 white, 2 dark grey, 1 white. For the next row, 1 black, 1 dark grey, 2 black. Like that. Come behind that head, take the top 2 corners, extend them back each by 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's 1, 2, 3. Connect each one of those fur blocks together, extend them down each by 3 those fur blocks, that's 1, 2, and 3, and then just fill in the sides, and you'll have the smaller of the 3 heads, or at least one of the smaller of the 3 heads. The way that I said it implied that the other one was slightly bigger, but it's not. So you want to have something which should look like that. There we have 2 heads. Now we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing on the opposite side. So we're coming over to the opposite side here. We want to take these top right hand 3 blocks, extend them out in front of the statue each by 1 to give us a row of 3. Extend that to the right to give us a row of 4. In front of this row going from left to right, we want to do 1 dark grey, 2 white wool, then 1 black wool. For the next row, we want to do 2 dark grey, 2 black. For the next row, we want to do 1 white wool, 2 dark grey, 1 white. For the next row, we want to do 1 black, 1 dark grey, 2 black wool. Take the top back 2 corners of the head, extend them back by 3, 1, 2, 3, and that'll be 1, 2, 3. Whoops, 2, 3. Then connect them together. Connect them down, and this one, 1, 2, 3, down by 3. Then fill in the sides. This will give us the filled in second miniature head of the wither, and in doing this, this will be the baby wither boss statue completed. Very, very simple, nothing too complicated about that, right? Perfect. Well, once you've got that taken care of, this is what we want to do next. So, the next idea of this, the next part of this, is that we do the little pedestal that this thing is going to sit on. So we want to come all the way down to the bottom here, and we want to essentially start off with a layer of soul sand that kind of just like sits underneath the snake-like body of the wither. So we want to have kind of like a rectangular shape like this. We then want to take this rectangular shape, and then so with the soul sand, we want to add an additional 2 layers of soul sand going all the way around this rectangular shape. So that's like 1. And then we'll add an additional layer of soul sand going all the way around the rectangular shape. So we'll have 2 layers of soul sand going all the way around the rectangular shape like this. So we want to have something which should look like that. Now, the next part of this is slightly trickier. So now on the ground, we want to do the same thing. So on the ground, we now want to have 2 layers of material coming out from this to form a nice base for our wither boss. But it doesn't want to be so simple. So we kind of want to have something which should look like this. It kind of wants to look like a bit of a patchwork between between soul sand, and it kind of wants to look like a patchwork between grass block, if you guys can see what I'm talking about. So we kind of just want to have a nice mixture between soul sand and grass. You probably don't want it to be predictable like that, but you guys might be able to see what I'm talking about. And we can edit this a little bit. We want a little bit more grass on the outer part. Like, the idea with this is, with the wither, I figure he withers things. It's in the name. It's his job description. The man who withers things, or the creepy, ghoulish spirit, I don't know what to call it, he withers things. So I figured that we could have some soul sand going all the way around the pedestal thing. And as you go outwards from it, we could have some grass, and there would be more grass than there is soul sand as you get further away from the actual wither itself, if you guys understand that logic, and I'm sure that you do. So you might just want to edit that a little bit. You might want to add a little bit more grass in places. You might want to add a little bit more soul sand in places. You might want to change it completely. You might just want completely soul sand. But as soon as you have yourself some nice grass, just add some flowers, and add some, or just use bone meal, or add some like just regular grass, or like I said, add some flowers, add some plant life. Just I don't know, just to show that it's actually withering things. If it makes any sense, I'm sure that it does. I'm sure that I'm just explaining this for no reason. And you might want to add more flowers, and you might even want to add some like dead bushes and shrubs and stuff. So, for instance, like where you have like closer to the wither boss, you might want to add like, oh, here we have a dead shrub here. It makes sense because, you know, it's on the closer part to the wither boss. And oh, here where it's a little further away, we still have some plant life. And even where it's a little bit closer, you know, you'll probably get the odd rose bush and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just thought that it'd look kind of cool. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought they'd look kind of cool, and I think it does. So, I don't know. I think that improves the statue a little bit. You can see that he's kind of like tainting the world around him, and I think that that's a nice, pretty cute looking baby mob statue. So why don't we take off the UI? Why don't we take a look at this, and we can give it a nice 360-degree view. So this is the baby wither boss. Hopefully you guys like this statue. I certainly do. You guys have been suggesting the baby wither boss for a little while now. It's one of the most highly rated suggestions as soon as I asked you guys whether I should do some baby versions of mob statues, and you guys were like, hey, baby wither boss would definitely be an interesting idea. I'm not sure what it'd look like, but let's see it. And this is what I kind of came up with. We have a nice little cuter looking version of the wither boss. He seems a lot less harmless as a baby. Definitely less scary than the full-scale version, and hopefully you guys like him as well. So if you do, please give this video a like, a favourite, share if you wouldn't mind. Subscribe if you haven't already. You'll be able to make loads and loads of stuff if you want to join the old crew. If you want to check out the channel on a daily basis, I upload a video every day, typically a tutorial, and we cover a lot of different things here. You might be able to see a load of different baby mobs in the background. That's not all that I do. In the background, if you could see as far as you could, there's a giant ender dragon, there's a school bus, there's an ender dragon house, there's loads of different things just in this little mini creative world all by itself. It's not even a creative world, it's just a building tutorial world. So check out the card system. If you also want to check out some more of that stuff that I've mentioned, I'll leave loads of videos and playlists in there that I think that you guys might really want to check out. Comment down below, let me know if you like this, if you want some more baby mobs. What baby mobs do you want? What other builds do you want to see? I take suggestions here almost exclusively. I only build stuff typically from the comments. So if you guys wouldn't mind, like, favorite, share if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below. Why haven't you subscribed already? Comment down below, check out the card system, and I'll see you guys in the next video.